What's up guys, Pablo here with another video, and today we have the unboxing and my first thoughts and impressions in the Renew Run 2 or Renew Run 2nd generation from Nike. And the categories for today's video are as follows, right over here, or you can also find them at the bottom in your timeline. You can scroll through them and it will give you the title for each section. Like I just mentioned, this is the second generation of the Renew Run, so I will be drawing a lot of comparisons to the first generation throughout the video. I will be talking about performance today for the video, but this is a first thoughts and impressions, so I have not used the shoe for more than 10 miles, or I haven't run more than 10 miles with the shoe, and then I have not worn the shoe for more than a month. So keep that in mind while watching the video. I wasn't able to find a specific release date for this sneaker, but I did see them pop up in the Nike app or the Nike website in that last week or so of December 2020. And just like the first generation, these also retail for $90 US. Just like a couple of videos ago, Nike once again sent these in a shipping box that's environmentally friendly in their efforts, or their continued efforts, to reduce their carbon footprint. The actual shoebox, however, is the same as last year's first version of the shoe. There's a larger Nike swoosh in the middle of the lid, and then there's Renew branding right below that logo. And then there's a graphic throughout the box that resembles the Renew pattern that's found on the shoe's midsole. And just like the pattern on the shoe, the graphic changes in size as it spreads out throughout the box. And for this video, I got the Fun Dust colorway of the sneaker, which obviously consists of Fun Dust, Smoke Gray, White, and Photo Blue. The impression that I got when I first took out the sneakers from the box was that they definitely changed that Renew midsole that we met in 2018 and turned into something a lot better. And also, it was somewhat clear that certain things changed from the Renew Run 1. And the biggest differences that I noticed and that Nike mentions are the design and feel of the upper, as well as the overall fit of the shoe. These shoes, in my opinion, have a way better fit than the Renew Run 1. Primarily because the sneaker now has a internal booty construction or design that does not let loose of the tongue of the shoe. Instead, it attaches the tongue to the inside of the shoe with enough flexibility for your foot to still be able to slide into the shoe. This gave me a really snug fit that shaped to my foot a lot better and more comfortably than the Renew Run 1. And continuing with the tongue of the shoe, it has great cushioning. It feels a little bit thinner than the first generation, which helps with providing a better fit, but it's still cushioned enough to provide with comfort while wearing the shoe. And according to Nike, this also applies to the collar, but primarily in the heel area of the shoe. And although it did feel slightly better than the first generation, I can't say that I felt much change in the way that it fit or that the collar fit around my ankle. The materials on the upper also changed, giving the shoe a better fit and feel, but they also gave it more of a premium look. The shoe consists of a mesh and synthetic upper that still provide enough breathability in the shoe. This upper, however, feels like it's a lot more durable and high quality than the one found in the first generation. The Renew Run 1 had a single layer of upper, which was mesh, and actually it seems like Nike adjusted that mesh and kept it in the Renew Run 2. But in this second generation, they added that extra layer of synthetic material, making the shoe a little bit more flexible, but as already mentioned, more durable. Nike also claims that they added more room at the front of the shoe, or the toe box, in this second generation of the shoe. The fit in the toe area of the Renew Run 1, it's definitely a lot more narrow, but on the Renew Run 2, you still get some of that narrow feel, and it takes a bit to adjust to the shape of your foot. The main overlays on the upper also changed, giving the sneaker a renewed look. It looks a lot sleeker and the aesthetic became more modern. And since we're talking about aesthetics, this is another aspect that changed in the Renew Run 2. One of the biggest changes aesthetically was the design of the swoosh on the lateral side of the sneaker. Last year, the design on that Nike logo was the same, if not very similar to the one that you found in the first generation React Infinity Run. Nike could have created the wrong impression that these were the same kind of shoe or that they were equivalent. But on this Renew Run 2, they changed the design of that logo where it differentiates itself from the design on the React Infinity Run 2. And another aesthetic change that happened on the Renew Run 2 is a hexagon pattern that runs throughout the shoe. The swoosh on the lateral side, the heel, toe box, and laces feature this pattern. And my assumption is that Nike's just using this hexagon pattern to differentiate this second generation Renew Run even more from the React Infinity Run 2 and future shoes, really creating that own lane for Renew. But once again, this is just an assumption because I wasn't actually able to find anything specifying what the meaning if there is a meaning behind the hexagon pattern. Now, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Even with all the changes that we just mentioned, the Renew Run 2 is essentially the same shoe as the Renew Run 1 in the bottom part of the shoe. The midsole and outsole, the dual density foam, the rubber on the outsole did not change at all going from the first generation to this second generation. Nike's still using the same combination of low and high density foams with Lunarlon and Phylon in the midsole of the shoe. And this is not necessarily bad because they kept the thing that worked from the first generation, and honestly in my opinion that worked to change Renew as a whole. Once again, going back to the Renew Rival or to the old version of Renew, this is miles ahead when it comes to how comfortable and how good for performance it is. And part of it is the fact that they are using Lunarlon in these newer versions of Renew that they were not using in the 2018 version that we came across. But the most important part about running shoes is how they help us perform. And I was a bit hesitant going into trying these for running because of the experience that I had with the Renew Rival or the original version of Renew, right? I was running with the Edge shoe and it got me injured and the fit was awful and it was just not a overall good experience. The addition of Lunarlon in this shoe adds a lot more stability, softness, and overall comfort while running. Now, the rest of the midsole is relatively large and it definitely adds some weight to the shoe. It didn't necessarily affect me, but it was definitely something noticeable as I was running comparing it to other shoes I've worn in the past that were a lot more lightweight. Now, for those major changes that we mentioned, right, the wider toe box, better cushioning or overall better fit around the tongue or laces area, more improved cushioning in the collar, they all definitely combine together pretty well to give you a decent running experience, especially for the fact that you are only paying $90 for the shoe or for a shoe that's under $100. Now, when it comes to durability, I didn't run enough miles to give you a solid answer as to how durable they are. They feel durable now, but obviously 50 plus miles, 100 plus miles, that might not be the case. I did try the shoe for other things outside of running, like a couple HIIT workouts and some boxing training with them. And I would personally not recommend them as much for those fitness activities outside of running. In certain occasions, it felt that the midsole, the way that it's shaped, how tall it is, and then the offset on the shoe messed up my form while I was doing my HIIT workouts, which could result in injury or you hurting yourself because the shape of the shoe is primarily made for running. As usual, I have to talk about how these look when worn casually. The sneaker has a bit of a dad shoe kind of vibe. They are a little bit chunkier, especially with that taller midsole. On the second generation though, the upper and then also this specific colorway that I chose, I feel like it helped a lot with making them look a little bit better. And the shoes actually look very decent when worn casually. I took them to work a couple times to also test and see how comfortable they would be as a work shoe. And although people's opinions shouldn't matter and you should wear whatever you want because you want to wear it, when people complimented the shoes saying that they look good, that's what helped me figure out that they actually could be worn casually. So the Renew Run 2 offers a decent amount of value, especially at $90. They are still very similar to the Renew Run 1, but the changes made on the second generation provide an overall better feel and fit. And I'm interested to see how Nike's gonna continue to develop and grow this new version of Renew in the near future. And that was it for today, you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You guys are the best. Pablo, out.